Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. And in the last film we did Pearson's from Gloucestershire, Pearson's Dry, and we're going to do another Pearson's. This time it is their medium dry. So the dry didn't knock my socks off, it didn't. And I hate saying stuff like that, because I want to like everything. I know that people put a lot of energy into making these things. So I just go, it's all brilliant, But it is just my personal taste. I mean, you have to take that into account. It is my personal taste, and you have to bear that in mind. You like what you like. I like what I like. Sometimes those things might be the same. Sometimes not. But anyway, let's have a look at the bottle, because it does tell so they're not using wild yeast, they're adding yeast strains. It tells you what those are, and it tells you what the varietals are, which I like very much. So, hang on. There's a little bit of blurb. I didn't read it off the last bottle because it was quite hard to read, but this is a bit clearer because it's black on white. This is a multi-award winning, fine quality, lightly sparkling, intensely appley cider from Pearson Cider Company, made slow in small batches using traditional methods. That's it. No artificial additives, colours, flavorings or other nasty stuff. It's proper cider, it says in brackets. Yeast types, 7-1B and AWR1350. I'm pretty sure that second one was also in the dry. Varietals, Yarnton Mill, Harry Masters, Dabinet and Browns. So they said they used a bit of sweet and bit of sharps. So Yarnton Mill, we love that bit of sharp. Harry Masters, we love that bit of sharp. Dabinet, we love that bit of sharp. Some big hitters there. And Browns, but Browns isn't a bit... Sorry, they're bitter sweets, not bitter sharps. Excuse me, those are all bitter sweets. And Browns, which is a sharp. Okay, so that's big in acidity. But it might, that's probably not a bad thing when you've got all these bitter sweets mixed together. But I mean, that's a cracking list of varietals, though. It really is. Which makes my hopes go sky high. But I've got to watch for that. My glass should be half full. My glasses are half empty. My glass is half full. Yeah. Depends what it's half full of, doesn't it? It's delicious cider, brilliant. But what if it's half full of old piss? Is that a good thing? I don't know. Anyway, where's this? So the colour of the last one was quite light, I thought, given that it was a bit made with all, the tannins were low in terms of visually on the eye, in terms of the colour. Didn't have a lot of depth of colour, I didn't think, for something that was made with something high tannin content. This has obviously been filtered. It is false carbonated. It's got that kind of like this sort of the false carbonated sort of ciders do seem to keep this sort of like quite frothy sort of head on them quite well. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. That's just what it is. The other one last one wasn't super carbonated. It was all right. Sorry, there's the colour. So you can see this is also quite light. There's hints of colour. What's the ABV in it? 5.8. Has that been watered back? Has it been watered back? I mean, maybe the other one was watered back. Maybe the alcohol was even higher. It's possible to get higher alcohol than that with those apples, given the vintage, depending on the vintage. Then you water it back, and that's going to dilute the colour. Maybe that's what's happened. I don't know. This is 5.8, so I suspect it's been watered back to 5.8. Because usually you're going to get, with those apple varietals, I'd expect the ABV to be a bit higher, but I don't know. Let's have a sniff. Smells a lot like the first one. Not a lot of difference. This one's got a slightly slightly musty element to it, I want to say. I mean, it's not massive, it's just there. It's got that sort of gentle, perfumey apple, hint of sort of maybe toffee apple about it, but there's a mustiness in there as well, I think. Yeah, just a hint, like an Oxfam shop, something like that. Or your nana's sort of wardrobe. It's like a toffee apple in your nana's wardrobe. There you go. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Right, let's try it. There is more tannin on this one. There is a fraction. Bold acidity though, one assumed from the browns. I mean, it doesn't tell you what the ratio is of these apples to one another. So this is sweeter, but it's got more acidity. I wonder what I assume that, I mean, they'll be back sweetening. They'll be back sweetening, so I wonder what they're back sweetening with. I assume it's sugar and then pasteurising, because it says no artificial ingredients. So one assumes, I mean, you could back sweeten with apple juice. You could do that. But, I mean, they could do that, I suppose. 5.8, maybe that's what's diluted it down. It's possible, but my gut feeling says, no, I don't think that's what they've done. But it's possible, actually. I don't know. There is a sweetness, and there's that lime character again, that sort of citric lime character. So again, not wild yeast, very fruit forward, fruit centric. I'm not getting the other flavours you get with wild yeast. The yeast they're using, it's obvious really. I think that it's all about the purity of fruit, expressing the fruit, and that's fine. But I feel like something's been lost. Like the tannin, the earthy quality, the sweated apple quality, the stuff I really like in proper cider apples. The cider's made from proper cider apples, done properly. I feel like they're getting juice from brilliant apples, but then actually making them taste almost mainstream, almost like Eastern Counties. I want to say again, I think it's made from a dessert apple or a culinary apple. And this has got a hair more tannin in it. I mean, just a bit, which I prefer to the dry. But the sweetness in this, I don't know. It doesn't feel quite right to me. There's a sweet and sour thing. It's all right. I mean, it's yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel similarly to this I did to the first one. It's not standing out from the pack for me. It tastes like so many other ciders, from larger producers, that if they're doing it with the proper cider apples on a small scale, etc., then I don't know what their USP is, other than just being able to write that on a label. I don't think this is a brilliant expression of cider apples, proper cider apples, I think it tastes like it could have been made from dessert or culinary apples. There's a hint of that there's a merest hint of that sweated apple, that earthiness you get, but it's very, very, very subtle, very subtle. I'm really searching for it. It's just there, but not enough to satisfy me, I'm afraid. But yeah, you know what? It's clean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not to my taste, and I feel like I've had lots and lots of ciders that taste like this, and yeah, I just doesn't set my world on fire. My world is not on fire. It's not. Anyway, sorry, Pearsons. I want to like everything. This is just not to my taste. That's all there is to say. All right, guys. Thank you once again for joining me in my shed. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.